Listeners be advised. The Soliloquy podcast discuss matters related to the human experience and many that are sexual in nature. Due to this, some conversations may surround triggering topics such as sexual violence, self harm, abuse, and much more. Please be advised, a list of crisis and psychological resources will be available in the show notes of this episode. With that said, let's get started with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please as we go through the following safety instructions.
In the event that there is a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will drop from the overhead. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Breathe normally as oxygen is flowing even if the mask is not inflated. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Soliloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. This is your favorite host, Vernon T. Scott, also known as Slaytor Jackson, and for you freaking motherfuckers out there, Sebastian Adams. It is the third fucking episode of the month. It is Heauxvember, y'all. I hope y'all are out here licking some clits, sucking some dicks, or smacking some ass. I don't care what you're doing. Please be out here doing it. I love it all for you. Now, on today's episode, I have a couple of my friends on, as you know, we do here at the Soliloquy podcast. We have Bria as well as Nick, and they will be introducing themselves briefly. Most definitely, y'all might already know Nick, but y'all might not know Bria. But whatever, we're gonna let everybody get introduced to them. So, today's episode, we're going to be getting pretty personal. We're going to be talking about some of our personal tips and tricks related to how we enhance our sexual experience with our partners. So, to start things off, I will ask Nick to just introduce himself, and then Bria, and then we'll get deep, heavy into this damn conversation. So, Nick, who the fuck are you?
Hey, everybody. So, I'm Nick. I'm from Memphis, and I'm a very, very excited person today. That's all I got.
Excited. This nigga been jacking off. That's what I heard. Oh, and for everybody who does not know, the intro music, that's done by Nick. Reach out to a motherfucker. Now, Bria, who are you, sister?
Hey, my name is Bria. And honestly, if you know Vernon, you know me. Well, at least if you knew him during the Mercer days, because wherever you saw him, you saw me after 2014. Because, yeah, I'm his line sister and little sister and best friend.
Yes.
And I'm going to just claim that spot. So, yeah, and I'm from South Carolina.
Girl, you could have threw out like soulmate, the soul ties, all this shit.
I mean, yeah, we just here. Y'all know. We know. You know Bernie, you know me, period.
Look, and that's a fact. So, now that we got the intros out of the way, the first thing, before we even get into deep and heavy into like sex, I want to at least talk about intimacy first. Ooh, what the hell's wrong with me? That nap took too much. So, for me, I do feel like intimacy is very important, most definitely when it comes to like romantic relationships. So, what does intimacy mean to y'all, and is it important? Either one of y'all can start that one off.
Okay, well, to me, intimacy is just a well-founded understanding of what somebody likes and enjoys and makes them feel good. It's just as simple as that. And I do think it's very important. I mean, a relationship without intimacy is not a good relationship, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Bria?
So intimacy is definitely important, and I feel like it's just something that I don't even know how to explain it. It's more than just the physical things. It's the emotional part, the spiritual, mental, all of that, and it's really addressing the wants and needs of your partner, and hopefully they don't have to communicate it to you all the time. It's knowing when they need that little bit of intimacy to maybe get them through a hard day or just anything of that nature.
And when I think about like just generalized conversations about intimacy, for some reason, I always see people only focusing on that sexual side of intimacy, and typically, like intimacy, at least for me. Can be found in more than just sex. It's more than just who you're having, like who you're fucking. It's more than like who you're in a romantic relationship with, like intimacy amongst family, intimacy amongst like your friends. So is there anything like that you do to build intimacy with your partners as well as with your family and your friends? And what does that intimacy look like in those different spaces for you? And let's go with Bria first.
You would pick me first. But this is actually a conversation I've kind of had with a mutual classmate from high school, and he was saying how when he was talking to a lot of his guy friends, he realized a lot of them never had the conversation about love languages. And to me, that was amazing because I know me and you have had that conversation. I've had this conversation with romantic partners, other outside friends, family. I've definitely had this conversation with my sister. So for me, that's an easy way for me to know what's the ways that you like to be shown love, is to have the love language conversation, but also just paying attention and trying to love people in a language that they want to be loved in versus how I like to be loved. Because I'm very much a gift giver, but I've definitely learned in the past year that not everybody likes gift giving or acts of service, and having to adjust that so that I'm not crossing any boundaries or offending anybody or anything of that nature. And what was that question again? Because I got ADD, so I only be getting like the first half of things. I don't always get the second part of a question.
Well, you kind of went into it. It's just like how you extend like intimacy towards other people as well. That's like the second part of it.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm definitely an acts of service, gift giving type person, but I think that's mostly just how I was raised. So my parents are definitely not necessarily words of affirmation type people. I don't always hear that. I did not grow up with a lot of that or physical touch as much. Not to say they were cold, like they weren't, but it's like the little things, like even to this day. So I currently live with my parents until I find a house. And it's like little things like, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Do you want something? Or if I'm at the grocery store, I know my mom loves sweet potatoes and I know my dad loves lemon flavored desserts. So I'll pick those up if I see them because I know that they like them. So that's my way of showing love and appreciation to them. And same with Gabe. Gabe is my child and he is spoiled rotten because I see so many things that he would love. And he's also a child that really, really, really loves physical affection, which again, that's not something I necessarily grew up on. So I had to learn how to be that kind of mom, but it was definitely an adjustment to be that kind of mom because that's not the kind of mom or kind of child that I was.
God, I'm just stuck on these damn sweet potatoes. Tell your mama same. Like a sweet potato goes a long fucking way. Like I used to hate sweet potatoes.
My favorite food.
Look, like those things go up.
We stay with some sweet potatoes in the house. My mom loves that for lunch, and for me, it's easy. Like if I don't feel like making something for lunch or making something complicated, just throw me a sweet potato in here.
Look, ever since I learned how to do put a sweet potato in the fucking air fryer, oh, my life has been great.
Anything in the air fryer, anything.
So Nick, what about you? So how do you typically build intimacy with your partners, and what does intimacy look like in the different relationships, be it friends, family, co-workers even? So how do you build that intimacy with others?
Okay. So for me, I build intimacy through honestly just experimentation. I mean, what I've experienced is a lot of people don't really know how they, like intimacy shown towards them. And until you actually, do something that maybe they never had done before, or it may even be something that they didn't think that they would like, as as far as like being shown intimacy. So experimenting with people, whether that be random compliment, which can be done to anybody, just a good job, or I like your haircut, or I like how you style out your hair today. Some people, it might be as simple as a handshake, but just showing somebody some form of attention, I think, and experimenting with that is a good way to build intimacy with overall just friends, co-workers, partner. What was the second half again?
You sounded like me now.
Hate it,
Right.
but you pretty much answered it. Now, this is going to go back towards something that Bria brought up with her answer, and that is, love languages. Have you ever taken that love language quiz?
No, I have not.
So now I will say, that it's. For me, I don't see. I like it in terms of giving you a step towards understanding yourself a little bit, and how you interact with other people, rather than this is just a well-defined image of how you are and how you show your love. And I also think that individual love languages extend further beyond what those 5 key things tell you. So it's pretty much like whenever you interact with other people, what kind of things do you like to experience? Like, do you like people, like the touching feeling, like to hug people, to share a connection, communicate with them, spending time with them? I think the other ones, like gifting, providing presents, acts of service is mostly like doing something for other people, going to the store. So in the confounds of the relationships you form with the other people, what are some of the things that you like receiving from them or providing to them to show love?
Okay. For me, I mean, I'm kind of all over the place, honestly. I don't have a particular. I think my favorite was the acts of service, because I don't like, and we talked about this, I think, in the prior episode. I don't like when people tell me something, because you can tell me something all day, if you don't follow through, what was the point? That makes me from happy to mad. I'd rather somebody not tell me and act on whatever they want to tell me, that. And also, as far as like other people, I don't have a problem with all the other types of love languages, but I know I struggle personally with words of affirmation. I'm not and a lot of people that I deal with, that's their primary love language. I'm not a I love you everyday type of person, but I will do something, either whether it be buy you something, or do something that you need taken care of, give you a hug, sometimes in silence. But it doesn't bother me.
Oh, I feel you there. I know, like for myself, I try to connect. I'm, I guess, pretty big on affirmations, because I be sending people affirmation all the times, like, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're great," and all this other stuff. Shit, the closing of the show is a whole ass fucking affirmation. But like, words of affirmation is one of the things that I connect with a lot. I try to gift, and whenever I do gift something to someone, I do think about it and the importance of that gift. Or even if I make something for a specific person, I also make sure it's things that I know that they like within that. And outside of like that big 5, I know some other things like I consider a love language is like me cooking for other people. Granted, that can be considered like act of service, but it's the meal that I'm cooking that's the thing that matters, because I don't think of it as a service in that sense. Is that I'm making something specifically for this person, and it's something that we will enjoy together. Another thing is music, and I know that's also Bria's love language.
Mine too.
Right. Yeah, that's a big
Man, somebody can listen to the music I like or share music with me. That does more than anything.
And I know, like, I think I even when I'm like fanning out on like a random ass song, I always send it to Bria.
But I do the same with him.
Send me some too. I need some new music.
Oh, shoot. I send this one song that I've been like nerding out on. It's from this show on Netflix called Remarriage and Desire. Definitely watch that show. Also, I would say sending me Netflix shows is like kind of a love language too, most definitely between me and my aunt, because that's all we fucking do, and then we just talk about the damn shows. But yeah, Remarriage and Desires is a Korean drama. That shit is good. But the theme song of that show is called Wicked. And I spent a full week listening to that song and only that song. And yeah, I had a problem.
I got some stuff for you.
Bad.
But yeah, no, people have the different styles of what they like, and music was definitely a big one for me. And I think that honestly, like, even though I'm a guy, not even though I'm a guy, I am a guy that doesn't like a lot of things. Like, I'm not big on gifts. People always ask me, what do you want? I don't care. As long as you assume that, or you find something that's meaningful or that you think is meaningful for me, I think I'm cool with that. But I wouldn't ask you for a gift, or I wouldn't tell you exactly what I want, because I don't do that for people. Giving gifts to people is something that I do all the time, and I never ask, what do you want? I just find something that I think you need it, or I think that it could benefit you in the long run, or have some type of emotional value. And also, taking things off of my plate is big for me. I have a lot going on. If somebody can, something simple is sweep the floor. It does so much for me.
See, I will say my thing. I'm also one of those people who do not like to receive gifts. I love, like, if somebody like sends me like a little a card, like a holiday card or something like that. I used to just keep those, and like I even have some that I received back in the day, and like holiday cards kind of sit with me quite like for a long time, or even just a Valentine's Day card or anything, just like happy birthday or just a quick little message. I do hold on to those a long time, but like big gifts, I'm okay with not ever having those. But I'm huge on quality time. Like even yesterday, I was Bree's going to cuss me out, but I was like, I won't say it was a date, but I was out. Shut up, Bree. I was out.
I was about to jump in. I was waiting for you to finish.
So I was out, and me and this dude, we spent like a full 8 hours just at the Riverwalk having a great conversation, like a whole 8-hour conversation, just talking about life, our interests, and stuff like that. So Bria, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I wasn't even gonna say nothing. Have fun. Anyways. But I've noticed, like, just jumping into this conversation, my receiving love language is very different than what I put out. Because like y'all said, I'm not a big person who likes gifts, but I feel like my dislike of it is because I feel like people don't get it right. Whereas I'm somebody, I pay attention to those little things you said. I'll remember you said you liked this specific perfume 5 months ago. I'll remember you said, like, this is your favorite person in the 80s, and I'll find the vinyl for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just that type of person, but I feel like I haven't gotten that back. So I'm always like, when it comes to people giving me gifts, because I feel like the gifts that I've gotten have not necessarily been what I wanted. And I know I probably should express that, but I think I do a bad job of that, because half the time I don't know what I want until I get it. And then when I get it, I just be like,
I just cook for this hoe, or take her out to eat.
It's like, no, really. Food, I'm always happy with food. Love food. Love that. My current boyfriend's very good with that. He loves any kind of food. The only issue we have is he's allergic to shellfish and doesn't eat pork, but we find ways around that issue. But yeah, I'm definitely a gift giver and an active service person, but because I've been so disappointed so much, I don't like to get it back. I'd rather just you spend time with me, you tell me what I want to hear. Granted, I really don't have a choice in the matter at the moment in my current relationship with what I get, but it is what it is. It's what happens when you date somebody on the other side of the world. So
Facts. So I'm going to shake a little bit of tables a little bit because we have a special guest. We have a trans rich motherfucker by the name of Quitman who's decided to, join us. Hey, boo, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How's the audio?
You sounding good. You look. It's always a smile, y'all. It is always the damn smile of this motherfucker here. Oh my god.
Please, so you thirsted. Get together.
Look, that's bae. That is bae. Equipment is really bae, y'all. So we've done some quick intros, and just so everybody remember who you are, do you mind, let them know about you, and then we're going to go into a different little topic. Actually, I want to know your love language too, but yeah, let's go ahead. Go.
Oh man, this is like the most nerve-wracking part. But my name is Quitman Alexander. I am a fashion designer, hair and makeup artist, interiors, everything. I'm just a creator, a creative, and I think my love language is all of them, honestly.
I will say that shirt, I need that.
Oh, thanks.
I was just looking at that too. Like, I really like that shirt, even though I'm pretty sure it's not for me, but I still love it though.
Thank
What
you.
the fuck? Where did you get this shirt from?
This guy on Instagram, his handle is I Came to Sin.
Ooh,
Wait, SIN Sin?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this person. So I'm sorry, y'all. I know this is an audio podcast and it's disrespectful, like talking about what we see. Y'all be okay. But it's a beautiful shirt with a beautiful big black man holding a teddy bear. And I'm like, yes. I'm going to be on that Instagram too fucking night. So yeah. Now, since we got love languages out of the way, let's get into those personal tips about improving sexual experiences. So, I'll end up going last because I be on some nasty, dirty ass shit. But let's start with Nick on this one. Nick, what are some of your own tips about how you improve your sexual experience with your sexual partners?
So I have been practicing reassurance and giving compliments. I think that has been a vastly improving thing for me. And I can definitely tell the difference between not doing it before and implementing it now.
You sound like a researcher.
Yeah. I mean, because what I'm beginning to understand is like, at least the people that I deal with, they have like this unknown, or they didn't know, kind of like praise kink. And so, giving somebody a compliment, telling them good job, or, kind of just showing some appreciation, it gets them creative juices flowing. Mm-hmm. And then also understanding that it's a journey for both people, because not everybody knows what they want sexually. So being able to kind of talk to a person and kind of walk through, I kind of like this, and I don't know what past that I may like, like for somebody that like aggression, they may, find that a little restraint may work, if they never tried it before or whatever. And then just being open to trying new shit. I mean, that's always improved it for me because I didn't know what I liked until somebody tried something new on me. So there you go.
Well, that's real. You got to try new things because like it's all great being vanilla, but sometimes you have to taste a different flavor just to see if you like it.
Yeah, I mean, people always assume that, just because some personality sometimes outside of the podcast, that, maybe a little vanilla or whatever, but once you flip the switch and people allow you to experience with them, openly, it's a different ballgame.
Yes. And I will say, because I had this conversation with this other podcaster, Mill from Closed Door Conversation. We were just talking about like trust in general. Like once you gain the trust and it's like respected trust between another person, the floodgates open. Like the things that you learn that each other, like both you and your partner or partners are interested in, it just completely blossoms into like a completely new type of experience between the both of you, actually, or all of you, however many people y'all fucking, I don't know, whatever. So Bria, what about you? Do you have any like personal tips that you've used in the past or currently to help improve your sexual experiences?
So the main thing that I always make sure happens is to have that conversation. I know this is like a part of the second podcast or whatever, second episode, but having that conversation once I know, like, okay, we getting serious, because I'm a very open person. So I'm usually the person that initiates that kind of conversation. And I ask straight up, what are your hard no's? What do you want to try? What are your boundaries? Let me not cross that. I'm going to tell you my boundaries, because if you cross that, it's going to be a problem, and go on from there. But then also outside of that, I've noticed my experiences a lot better when I am just overall comfortable. Some people, they can just like jump right in when they with somebody. No, I need something. I need to relax. I need to, maybe have a drink. We don't necessarily have to drink alcohol, but just relax, chill, have a conversation, like build up to it. And then I know in the past to encourage like new things. I know I've definitely watched porn with previous partners just to, see what we like. What do we like to look at? What is, that visual stimulation sometimes is also helpful and gives you new and creative ideas what you can do.
Wait, have you ever seen something, a porn, and just like sent that to somebody, like, fam, do you want to try this? Or
all the time. Definitely done that multiple times. They'll send me stuff, I'll send them stuff. Be like, hey, that's what we trying to do. I've had a group chat like that. We're not gonna talk about that.
Not a damn group chat. I've literally been entertaining the idea of like when I increase my regular number by like 2 more people, just starting like a fucking group chat and see how that goes.
I mean, we were all comfortable with each other. We was all down for each other, so it was okay. We would just send stuff.
I fucks with it. Quitman, what about you? Do you have any spicy tips on how someone can improve their sexual experience, or how you do it with your partner?
Honestly, the best way to improve your own personal sexual experience with someone else is to get to know yourself sexually. And I think I'm on that journey currently. It's exciting.
See, now I'm going to have to ask these questions. What have you learned so far, good sir?
Honestly, so far, I've learned that sometimes I just don't want anyone else. I just want to be, all by myself.
That's real. I feel like there's a term for that, but I don't remember what the hell it is. It's so many fucking letters these days. I just thought I gave up a long time ago. But yeah, there's definitely a term for that. I know for myself, when it comes to like what I like to do in order to enhance my sexual experiences, I enjoy incorporating toys. I also enjoy incorporating like flavored lubes because look, I like flavors. But I am really big on, communicating with my sexual partners. Like, what are your interests? Like, what things do you like to do during the sexual experience? Because I want to make sure that you're receiving pleasure as well as I want to make sure I'm receiving pleasure. And I don't want it to be one of those things where only one person's satisfied because for me, because I've been that person who's just been left unsatisfied, and I'm just like, okay, is that it? Because I thought I thought we had a plan going on here. But I also like to make sure that everyone is they leave the sexual space still feeling as great as they did before it even started, or even better. So one of the things that I do want to talk about is the importance of mutual pleasure. So, Bria, let's start off with you. Do you feel as though mutual pleasure is something that is important to have within the sexual experience, or are you comfortable with only one person receiving pleasure?
I feel like mutual is the most important, but some people get pleasure from giving other people pleasure. You know what I'm saying? So I guess both is important in a sense, depending on what the partners, like what each person wants out of it. I mean, there might be sometimes I get, a high from making sure that my partner is good. Mm-hmm. Even though I may not necessarily be receiving anything physically, but I like it. So, but at the same time, there are other days where I'm like, no, like, come on, like, let's go. I need my O2, like, which is, it's harder with some partners than others, but I mean, currently I'm okay, but yeah, so it just depends. I feel like both is very important.
How about you, Quitman? What's your stance on it?
Yeah, it's definitely, honestly, important to check in with your partner and make sure that, they're still enjoying the experience. Because I've been in situations where, I was not feeling it, and then I was feeling it, and then it just ended. And so, yeah, definitely important to, check in with your partners, and definitely mutual, satisfaction is the move.
And I like that you mentioned checking in, because I would say it's the flaw in porn, because it doesn't illustrate that, since we don't really have adequate sex education, or have real conversations about true sexual experiences, or how we can connect with our partners, or anything like that, or any mishaps during sex, or whatever the case is, since we don't actually have those conversations openly, or even in our interactions with people who are supposedly like teaching people how to have sex or whatever, like parents or educators, whatever. We're not often told that it is okay to check in, or you need to check in on your partners, because things do change. Sometimes, like if you're switching around to different sexual positions, you might want to check in with your partner to make sure that they still feel comfortable in that position, or if they want to switch it up or do something else, or if they might want to be the person that is on top if they're like on bottom. Like, having these conversations throughout the sexual experience is important to ensure that, one, your partner is not in pain in a non-pleasurable way, or whatever. Nick, what is your stance on the importance of mutual pleasure?
Okay, so I'm kind of in the middle ground, like Bria said. I mean, there's some people that think it's necessary that for both people, or it may be one person, well, I don't know how to word it, but like Bria said, one person may be pleasured by pleasuring somebody else. Mm-hmm. So I do think it's pleasure for anybody is a very healthy thing for whatever type of relationship you have, especially like when it involves sex. But when you can have mutual pleasure, I think it's really good, because it can definitely make somebody a little bit more nasty. Like for me, there was this one time where it was my first time ever experiencing somebody kind of get a insane amount of pleasure from pleasuring somebody else. Well, that somebody is me, but yeah, like I was getting some head from somebody, and they've never really heard me moan before after dealing with me for a minute, and I did that, and later on they ended up telling me, "Oh, I pretty much climaxed. I nutted from that." I'm like, "Wait, what? You nutted because you were giving me head?" Like, I ain't never experienced that, and I can tell that unwoke a whole nother beast for them. that was pretty cool.
Yes, unlock the damn beast. I'm here for it.
all the time.
But I like that, like what you and Bree are saying, like the how other people do get pleasure from pleasing other people, and that is a legitimate thing. It's like I think about like the within like the BDSM dynamic, how there are some people who just some people are getting pleasure from being spanked, and then you have those persons who are spanking them, and though they're not physically receiving a spanking or anything like that, they are still getting pleasure out of being the person to provide that for their partner or their play partner or whatever. And it's pleasure is not always about the orgasm. Granted, the orgasm can be nice, and should strive for that. If your partner has not had an orgasm before, figure out how y'all can get them to that point. Orgasms are great. Bless the orgasm. But not everybody can orgasm. I will have to say that, but you can also orgasm in different ways. But yeah, it's just those acts, the play of it. I think the best thing I've heard over the years around sex is that sex is the way that adults play. And when I think about video games and I'm just playing a game and I get to a point where I'm just like, oh, that was fun. I beat a lot of ass in Naruto. Life is good. I'm great. That's all I needed. And I think that's something that happens within, the space of sex too. Another thing I want to talk about is foreplay and the need for foreplay. And do you feel as though all partners require it, or if it's something necessary within your sexual experience, or if it's something that you can gloss over? I know for me personally, I feel as though foreplay needs to just be something that is throughout the sexual experience. There needs to be a different name for it. But how do y'all feel? And either one of y'all could just jump on that one.
Okay, I can speak on it. So I do think foreplay is definitely essential. Don't hop in my bed if you ain't ready for foreplay. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Okay.
But foreplay is definitely essential, and just being a straight male, I only have experiences with women, but I've seen, at least in my experience, that foreplay definitely helps the woman parts open up a little bit more. It's a little bit more comfortable, and if you know what you're doing in the right way, it might help you out a little bit. But there's so many different ways to initiating foreplay. I mean, some people, like Bria said before, she might need a drink, whether it be alcoholic or non-alcoholic first, to kind of open up, or some people may want a massage, or some people, may want a small gesture. Like I've seen a couple of videos where people say, "Oh, I saw my husband come in and take out the trash or do something around the house, and that made me, feel something." It doesn't always have to be, I touched you and I touched you some more, and we did touching for 30 minutes as a part of foreplay.
Yes, you better say that word. Who else got some words on that? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I mean, I guess I go next. But foreplay is definitely important. I like what he said, that it's not always just the touchy feelies that people expect out of foreplay. Mm-hmm. But as somebody who's, pansexual, so I've dated and had sex with women and men. Women do, I think, require a little bit more than guys. In my experience, could be completely false. I don't know, but it takes a little bit more warming up to really get comfortable. Whereas I feel like a lot of the guys that I've been with don't require as much. A lot of times they just be ready to go. I mean, my current boyfriend now, he's a little bit more on the like, we need foreplay, we need to take slow, you know, like set the mood kind of person. So this is a little bit new for me in that sense. But yeah, it's definitely, you know, sometimes foreplay is sending them dirty texts throughout the day. Like, I can't wait to see you tonight. Like, I got you.
Soon as I get home.
Right, as soon as I step through that door. So it's definitely, for me personally, it's definitely essential. I'm just not the type to just be ready to go. I need something. But I can't say that about every other kind of person.
Whitney, you got anything?
Honestly, in my experience, foreplay is very important. And you're definitely right. It does need a new name, a new term, because it's not always before. Like, sometimes you need to take a little break, you know, get your footing and you know, get yourself together before you can, you know, continue on. At least in my experience, yeah, foreplay is important.
Yes. So, this is not really something that I have, you know, in my docket of questions to ask, but you know, with foreplay, then there's aftercare. And I was thinking about, like myself, I always provide aftercare with any of my sexual partners, but I also am a type of person who, this is kind of going off of what you were saying, like, you know, taking breaks or whatnot. Like, if I come or whatever, that does not always mean that I'm done. And there's been multiple times where I've, you know, like ended sex or whatever, and like we've had sex, everything's great, we Gucci, we had aftercare, and then like literally 10 minutes after, you know, either we separated, like they've gone back to their place or I'm back at my place, next thing you know, I'm literally all back in the mood. Like, somewhere within that 10 minutes, something was like, you know what? It's time for you to fuck again. So, have any, what were you saying, Nick?
I was gonna say I'm with you on that one.
I was about to say the same thing. Like, I feel like the second round is always the better round. I feel like first round is warm up. Like, I mean, for me, the first is definitely as good as the second or third because that was warm up for me. Maybe not for them. So.
But really, though, but it's like, I did not expect that I would actually want to have this second round. Like, most definitely, because usually if I have like a full body, I'm just like, you know what? I'm nasty. I'm disgusting. I cannot go any further. I'm nasty right now. I'm scum. Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. I need to be clean. And then next thing you know, I'm a sexy motherfucking beast. What the fuck is up? And then I'm like, I don't have anybody here.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why you don't leave immediately. Because, well, at least personally, I don't, because I know me. I know myself. I know I'm gonna need that second, unless like I'm on a time crunch, and then there's just that.
You're right. So, something that I want everybody, you know, to address aftercare as well. But are there any new foreplay or aftercare tips anyone recently learned about?
Okay, I guess I can go. So there was this post that I saw, I think it was on Twitter. It was something that I've never seen done or I've never done myself. But there was this tip that this guy had posted where he was like, try putting a, like, not necessarily like a scorching hot towel, but like a warm to hot towel on a woman's clit about 10 minutes, and it'll make the blood rush to the, you know, clit, and then proceed in your foreplay. And it's, you know, based on what he said and what the women in the comment sections were agreeing with, that is a game changer. I said, I think I need to try that.
Did you try it? We're
Not
experiencers. We're researchers. We need.
See, now I want to
Not
try it.
yet.
Wait a minute. I ain't seen this
Yeah. He said just take a steamy towel and just lay it, on your coochie for like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's some people they use like the arousal gel, or sometimes a lot of the times it has like peppermint oil in it. And the peppermint oil
I don't trust putting that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But it has that heating up sensation, and so I'm assuming the towel does that, and it kind of rushes the blood to the clit head, and once that thing gets the thing, you know what you're doing. You might find a waterwork or something.
That sounds very interesting. I might need to try that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, from what I've seen, I know it works for me as well as a guy, but having socks on during sex, I know it may be weird for some people, but it's something about having warm feet kind of increases how strong the orgasm is. And because I know if I got some socks on, or like in the wintertime, the heat up, on my feet during the act, oh my goodness. You might think I done had an exorcism.
So done. Oh God. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
Well, you know what? To rebut that, like for me, if someone has on socks or if I have on socks, typically that kind of disconnects me just a little bit because I kind of have a foot fetish. So like,
okay, we learned something new.
Yeah, and then like naturally, like when I'm having sex or when I'm being intimate with someone, I found that my feet sweat and that my thighs sweat also, especially when I'm like really into it.
Okay, you sweaty. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm here for it. Bria, I feel like you was about to say something.
Well, I was just gonna say about the sock thing. I don't like socks, so it's like I've definitely tried it, but just the uncomfortableness of just wearing socks, I think just didn't work for me. But and Vernon knows this weird exception that I have: thigh-high socks.
Oh my goodness!
I can wear some thigh-high socks and be just fine. I love them. That is kind of my only exception, but that's not exactly. I live in the deep south, like it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
I can really only pull that out during like the winter, and then lace is itchy. So okay, that don't quite work for me. But also with the towel thing, this actually isn't something I discovered based on sex, but I feel like what you were saying about like having a warm towel. So I watch a lot of like home decor, home organization. They have like towel warmers that have become really popular recently. And they're pretty affordable. And I just feel like that would be so just, aftercare for whatever. Use your towel warmer. They have timers on them so you can throw them in beforehand, forget about it, and grab it when you need it.
So
I think I'm about to go find me one.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that's like Google this right now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think they have them on Amazon. I don't know the exact price, but I've definitely seen a lot of influencers recently. You have them like in their bathrooms, and I'm like, okay, like that's so convenient just to have. And you can have it in your room too. But I guess a new foreplay thing that I've discovered is smell. If you smell good, and you have especially you have something kind of unique, like I know like everybody loves their Versace Eros and Savant, whatever, but which they do smell good, don't get me wrong. But if you definitely have something like, ooh, like what is that? Like I haven't smelled that on anybody before. That's it right there.
I'm big on smells too. Like, oh my God. Like, back in the day, the smell of when I noticed this when I was like a lot younger, like in high school. But when people will like walk past me and they smell kind of like baby powder, it kind of like I was like, oh my god, like you smell way too fucking good right now. So it's like that's when I learned that like smells really do have a way of impacting my sexual experience in a way. And I've been trying a lot different things. Like even now, if I do meet up with somebody and I put on like some kind of essential oils and do a certain blend, is not necessarily for the other person that I'm going to be engaging with. Is usually always just for me, so that while I'm having sex, I get to smell myself and I'm just like, oh my god.
Done. But also on that note, Amazon has this pheromone roll-on that has been blowing up in all of like, I think they have a guy one too. It depends on what y'all like to smell like. But I'm in a lot of mom groups, okay? And when I tell you, this roll-on pheromone oil has been polarizing all of the posts for the past month, maybe 2 months, talking about everybody getting folded like a pretzel.
Oh.
I want to try that.
Well,
yeah, I think I'm gonna need to find that too.
Look,
after this, I'm probably gonna send it to Vernon, and because I want to say they have more masculine, more feminine, and think they have like a neutral, like unisex one.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I see reviews daily about this roll-on daily, and it's only like $16.
$16 to be a presser. That sounds like good shit.
Is it called Pure Instinct?
Yes. I mean, is it like a blue label? Yes.
Yeah. It's look, I need to get off my damn phone. I already looked up different prices for these towel warmers, and now I'm on this pheromone shit. See, yeah, I'm going to be mixing in some shit because I like to provide a warm towel after good sex, and I said that specifically. If it's bad, you're getting just a dry ass towel. I'm sorry. Or a cold. Like,
not the Walmart rag.
Look, you did not do what you needed to do, but I would like to at least have warm towels so I can at least be, respectful of a lot of people. More. So, we getting warm towels and pheromones, bitch. Yes. And going multiple rounds because that's what the Lord said that you needed to do. Amen. Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
So, last thing before we end this show, have you tried adding sex toys to your sexual experience? And what was that like?
Okay, I can go first. So, hell yeah. You already know I do that. So, to a lot of the people that I involve myself sexually with, they call me the toy man because I got something for everything.
Ooh.
I mean, that's just what we do over here. Because one, not a lot of people have had toys used on them. But, I mean, just the overall thing about, toys is find something you like. I mean, like I have my go-tos. Like one of my favorites that I've ever used with somebody is called the Pulse 2. This little air pulser. And you just apply it to the clit whenever you doing what you do. And it make it go hoo-hoo. And then get the jumping. You know what I'm saying? But, and I've tried that was this cool toy that I had found. It was this vibrating butt plug. And I used it on somebody because I was trying to understand the science and kind of what does butt plugs do for people. And one thing I discovered was that it makes, somebody has an orgasm, makes them feel a little bit grounded, like it's a lot heavier. And so I was like, let me get some vibration with that. And when I tell you that thing had them folks weak. But one thing I do want to say about adding toys is if you share toys or use the same toys between partners, if you're going to use a toy on somebody, make sure you buy another toy. Well, no, I'm just going to leave it at that. Make sure you get another toy when you move it to somebody else. Don't use your old toy that you done cleaned and whatever. Use that on somebody else because that's just nasty. I'm not
My
gonna take this this dildo that I done bought and then ram it in somebody, and then I'm like, okay, let me just clean it off and then go use it on somebody else. No. We need a whole new toy.
I'm with you there. I'm a firm believer on one, purchasing proper toy cleaner and disinfectant, as well as if you're going to be using multiple, like the same toy on different people, use condoms on your toys and
Oh, I
still
forgot
clean
about
them
that.
off. And
Mhm.
if you're just using a raw toy, yeah, use that specifically for that person that you're going to be intimate with on that, on that level. And this is going to just be like a shout out to a future episode later this month on Heauxvember. There will be a talk about different sex toys, and we're going into the whole bags. Nick, since you're not going to be on that episode, what's all the toys that you have, Toy Man? Like, let us know.
Okay, so I got, some aren't technically toys, but I got blindfolds, I got cuffs, I got some rope, I got this kind of sapphire green like dildo that I use with my partner. It's like it vibrates on the longer end, and then it has like clit suction on the top. I have to send a picture. It's one of the best looking toys I've ever seen. I got a vibrating butt plug for my partner, and it extends. I guess it has a motor on it, which is something I've never seen. So you insert it, you can turn on the vibration if you want to, whether it be low vibration or high vibration. It may be enough for most people, but if somebody enjoys a little bit more, whereas they might like double penetration, you can turn on this butt plug to extend, and it kind of provides that sensation. What else do I got? I got something called the pulse, which I just spoke on, which is just essentially just a air blower suction thing that's really, really, really good. I got something for me where it's like a vibrating kind of guy's toy. You just kind of, lube it up, and somebody can, or yourself can run it along the shaft, and it'll do all of that. Got a lot of shit.
So what I'm hearing is that Nick just needs to send everybody like all the links so that if we need to get some shit, we can get some shit.
Oh yeah, no, we make stuff work over here. See, I ain't with the Rose toy. We got something better than that Rose over here.
Oh. Oh, we love it. Quitme, you was about to say something?
Was I about to say something?
Oh
yeah. Dang. I was about to be like, holla, look, we Amazon shop, link in bio, please, for the kids.
But really though. Oh, and then
Yeah.
that live that we need to be doing,
Mm-hmm.
We could test some toys. That's
Period.
what I'm saying. Do you have sex toys, or have you added sex toys within your sexual experience?
So I have a couple, just like the basics. Like I have a few dildos, and I have a couple of fleshlights. I don't really use them very often for myself. I've only used a fleshlight when I was in a long-term relationship with my partner. But it was cool.
What about you, Bria?
Okay, caught me just in time. I had to get who.
I understand.
Anyway, what was the question?
So pretty much it's about adding sex toys. Do you have any sex toys, or what? Have you implemented that within your relationship? Do you discuss that with your partner?
So I currently do not personally own any. No, but listen, because you know my situation. First of all, like I said, living with my parents till I buy my house. Don't want to keep that here. So I used to keep it at my ex-girlfriend's house.
Oh yeah.
We fell out. So of course I lost.
Oh yeah.
So I have implemented them in my sex life. I've had, I guess, all the basics, I guess, like handcuffs, dildos, double-sided dildos. I've had strapless dildos, strap-ons, whatever. I've had strap-ons for girls and guys. Listen, it's I try to go with it based off who I am currently with. So if my partner wants to like implement them, then we sit down and we go through like what we want. So I don't keep like a stash hidden somewhere at the moment. Now, honestly, I probably wouldn't unless like I'm in like a long-term relationship. Just because, like Nicholas said, I'm a person, I'm gonna get a new toy with every partner. So there's no need to keep a stash unless it's like my own personal use. And right now, I don't really use it on myself very much.
I feel you there. So get Bria a toy chest for her new house. Yes, when it comes, we get in the toy chest. It's going to be custom because you know I like custom shit. So I will say we need to go ahead and do like Soliloquy toy fund. So I don't know how I'm going to work that out, but y'all follow me on Twitter and reach out and we'll figure some shit out. Might end up being Cash App for the toys. So yeah, we getting some sex toys, people. So now since this is the end of the show, does anybody have any last words that they want to share? If not, I will definitely get us closed out. Just mute your mic, whatever, if you have anything you want to say.
I think we good. I think, for those who's listening, if you got some toy recommendations, make sure you get those sent in. We need to know what you like, what you don't like. Let us know.
Yes. Anybody else?
Definitely, please
think
tell
I'm
us
good,
what you like.
honestly.
All right. What were you saying, Quitman?
I was saying, yeah, definitely tell us what you like, what you don't like, what doesn't work for you, because we might go into a situation where we feel like, oh, I used it with this partner, so let me use the same idea on another partner, and they're just like grossed out or creeped out or something, you know?
Yes. And I like that message because that will definitely tie into the conversations that we'll be having later this month, as well as the episode that we will be recording, all about just having the sex talk. So we definitely need to come back and address how to have that talk about sex toys with your partners. Now, I feel like that would be very interesting. So, on that note, I do want to thank all y'all for, joining me on today's recording. I appreciate each and every one of you very, very much. To the listeners, thank y'all so much for listening to the Soliloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. And just in case no one else told you this today, I told y'all this is the affirmation, y'all. I'm sorry. Just in case no one else told you this today, you are beautiful. You are worthy of happiness and joy. You are enough and then some. You may not live up to the expectations of others, but that is okay. You are only required to walk in your own shoes. May each day you live lead you towards abundance. With that said, love you all and see you next episode. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Soliloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. You can subscribe to the podcast through your favorite podcasting app and find us on the web at www.soliloquy.com. That's www.heauxvemberlinks.com. Share the podcast with your friends and join the conversation.